Captain's Log Supplemental. Starfleet agreed to test out opening a few Quarks franchises aboard a select number of vessels, and ours was one of the lucky ones, I guess. The upside is we're getting fewer requests for shore leave. The downside is that certain officers have had to requisition new uniforms after gambling theirs away. The more significant problem is that the proprietor, allegedly some far-flung relative of Quark, will not stop incessantly quoting their rules of acquisition. I need to see if Kira is available to, I don't know, sit with me at the bar and glare at him.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Captain's Log Supplemental. My name is Stanford, and I'm in charge this week, which I remembered a few minutes ago. Joining me, as always, I have my two hosts and buddies, Chris.
Hey there.
And Rob.
Oh there.
And we are overseen, overwatched, and overloved by our producer, Mariah.
I don't know about overloved.
Hi there.
Captain's Log Supplemental is a Star Trek rewatch podcast. We are rewatching Star Trek. Who are we? Pretty much nobody. Like this, we're not like associated with the Star Trek franchise in any way, shape, or form. But we kind of like it technically. So we've been watching it in chronological order, starting with Enterprise, which has been a fucking nightmare. As we say at the top and the bottom, if you could give us a rate or a review, tell your friends, tell any communities you're a part of. I feel like we got a few more downloads these last couple of weeks. So I think there's been a couple of new listeners, which would be very cool. Welcome. We have only just met, but we love you very much. Anyways, we are recording this literally on New Year's Day. So
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everybody. And because we are so behind in our like in the can episodes, this will be coming out on Monday. So New Year's a little bit less than a week away when people hear this. So anyways, everyone here in the Stanford house, which includes Rob, is exhausted because Rob's been cramming in everyone's cram holes at fucking Mario Kart. And well, Mario Kart I can hold my own in. It's fucking Mario Party that is goddamn nonsense.
It is goddamn nonsense. I didn't even play it. I'm already mad just hearing about it.
I've never, so I'm not like, I don't, I'm not one to suck my own, that's a lie. I suck my own dick all the time. But like, I like to be modest occasionally, but like, I'm pretty good at video games. I'm pretty good at games in general. I've literally never won Mario Party, which is like, oh, that's right, because this game is fucking nonsense. Like, there's no actual strategy to it. But luckily, Rob has some kind of fucking in with Nintendo because he always wins.
So there is strategy to it, and there is a way to be good at it, and it is insanely infuriating when you play against somebody that is.
He's not good at it. He was gonna lose, and then the random stars at the end gave him 2 for no fucking reason. Like, don't tell me that's a strategy.
They're not random,
had the most stars at the end.
He had the most stars. And
not yesterday, he didn't.
When they gave out the pity stars, Rob also got the, like, we were like, oh, look, you all shopped a lot, so Rob got another star. And then, who traveled the most? Oh, also Matthew and Rob get stars.
They are random, Chris. There's no fucking rhyme or reason to those random fucking stars at the end.
They're given for certain things.
Yeah, but you don't know what those things are going to be till the end.
Oh, I haven't played the recent ones, so because like before they used to be always for the same things, for like most coins and things like that.
Yeah, there's like 12 categories, and they randomly pick 2 of them for every game. Yeah,
okay, that is quite a bit more bullshit then.
I gotta say, there was, at least on the most recent map that we played, there was a very easy strategy that I did take advantage of. The stars only ever showed up on 2 different tracks. So if someone was far enough ahead on the one, just go on the other track and then hope that you get there first.
Yeah, but Rob, you already had 2 stars by the time you came up with that strategy, and then you didn't get any new stars.
I used that on the first pass.
Get good, Scrub. I don't know what to tell you. Stanford.
I wasn't playing at the beginning of this last game. I inherited the controller from Liam, who got frustrated and left.
What? A child getting frustrated at Mario Party?
No, he did not get frustrated.
He wasn't frustrated. He was just done because 10 rounds of Mario Party is a fucking lot.
But
2 rounds of Mario Party is a lot.
Baby, you were sitting there. I think he thought, "Here, Dad, why don't you play?
Yeah.
And I'll go play Halo." So he was thinking everyone would get to play something. So he did very well.
He did. He had a lot of fun.
He was a lot of fun.
Yes, and like you kind of asked earlier, Chris, yes, this is a tradition where the beaches come over and we fucking video game like New Year's Eve and New Year's Day and do like nothing else productive.
I feel left out.
Yeah, you fucking should. You need to move back to Pennsylvania.
Yeah, we had our own party last night here at the house, so I had some fun.
Did your boys stay up?
Oh yeah.
This is the first year we let Liam stay up.
Yeah.
We've let the boys stay up before, but there was like 9 kids at the house, so they were.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, that'll do it. Shit.
Yeah, it was like 9 kids. There was like I guess 6 boys and 3 girls.
Jesus.
Yeah. And then a bunch of adults all drinking upstairs while the children played downstairs. So it was a good time.
Yes. Fuck yes. Yeah, Liam stayed up. And he was getting real obnoxious by the end of the night because he's getting all tired and punch drunk.
No, he wasn't.
Oh my god. See, these two don't see it because Mariah was drinking and Rob is too nice.
We were all getting. Yes, a couple of us had a drink, but we were so happy because we were tired.
Yeah.
And he was hilarious.
He was. Dude, this kid wailed on a pan with a wood spoon so hard he broke the wood spoon, Chris.
Jesus.
I have like high quality steel pans. They do not have as much like flexing give as like shitty aluminum or copper ones. So like he was just fucking hitting a brick with a spoon basically.
But none of us noticed, and he came inside and he was like, "Oh my god, the spoon!" And we just died because like
it was so funny.
The tip of the spoon part of the spoon was gone. He had a stick.
It's no longer a spoon. Fantastic. It's just a handle. Yeah,
it was hilarious.
Just a fucking paint stirrer.
Good stuff.
But then this morning, because we sent him to bed at midnight, and then a little after, and then we went to bed around 1. We got up at 9, and he looks like ass. It's like he had to sleep off a real bad Swedish fish bender that he had last night. Like,
I'm telling you, the Swedes.
So Christmas just happened as well, and I realized that like we have not recorded since Christmas, so I would like to ask you how your Christmas went. But be quick about it because I have something related to tell you.
This is all sorts of talking points.
I really
today.
care. I swear.
We got a fucking bulletin. Yeah, I'm very interested in your Christmas stories, Chris. But chop. Let's go.
No, yeah, it was good. It was good. I myself got some nice Damascus steel knives, so already cut myself with one of those. So doing good there.
Nicely done. Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, that's sharp. Yeah.
Yeah. They come sharp. Yeah.
Yes. Very. Very.
It's
sharp.
not like batteries not included, like sharpness not included.
We got the kids their first computer.
Oh yeah, how's that going?
Well, okay, so good. However, the graphics card still has not come in for it, so they can't play games on it yet.
Oh no! So are they just doing their fucking reports and accounting? Like, what the fuck are they doing with it?
Oh, they're just watching like YouTube and dumb videos online and stuff, pretty much. So, their uncle Matthew got them a very nice set of speakers, including a subwoofer for it.
Jesus!
Oh no!
So they're subwoofering the fuck out some YouTube.
We felt last night we were all the adults were upstairs talking, and we heard and felt Rick Astley's "Never Gonna Give You Up."
Excellent,
amazing. No notes.
Yeah. It was good. It was good. They're enjoying it so far. I'm sure they'll enjoy it more once they can actually play games on it. But
so given that it was the Christmas season, of course, like anyone who's on social media, you'll see a lot of the same like Christmas media show up. The big one is like the Mariah Carey song, right? Like that always comes up, or the Wham-pocalypse thing. I have a question for both of you, but I need to share my screen to see if y'all remember this. Yeah.
Watch stream.
Oh, okay. I am familiar with this. I can tell by the title.
Okay. Well,
This-
I must have the wrong house.
Sister.
and I'll. So this is like this
Oh,
fucking
this is so
weird
nice.
ass ad
They
from
waited up all night for you,
2009,
you know?
I guess. Yeah.
Long way from West
Which I
Africa.
remember being on TV.
Oh, coffee.
Kiss here.
I brought you something from far away.
Really? Oh.
What are you doing?
You're my present this year.
Oh God.
Now kiss.
I think that's his sister, Chris.
Yeah.
Well, have
So
you
like,
seen?
his
so
sister.
like, this is called the Folgers incest ad, right? Like,
Right.
because there's a
Like-
face that this man makes, which is like, oh, he wants to fuck his sister super goddamn hard, right?
Oh, God.
However,
Have you seen the spoof of this commercial?
yes, I have, which is like them
No.
literally about to kiss.
Uh,
However, I would like to draw your attention to this woman here. Do you know who this is?
she looks familiar.
Yeah,
You
she
guys
might.
remember from Critical Role?
No. Although, similar facial structure in that she's white with blonde hair but dark eyebrows. But, no. This is Jeffrey Combs' daughter.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Yes. Yes. So this is actually
Funny.
Star Trek related. That is Shran's daughter right
Related, of
there.
course.
That's
Amazing.
so weird.
Yes,
Fantastic.
Apparently
That's hilarious.
she's like 19, I think, because she was born in 1990. Rebecca Combs, I think. She's been in like a few TV things. She hasn't had like a huge acting career. But yes, the fact that this is Shran's daughter right here, I was like, I saw the ad go by on like TikTok or something, and I was like, oh, that's fun. And I saw in the comments, I'm like, that's Jeffrey Combs' daughter. I'm like, shut the front door.
That's funny.
Oh man. So hopefully everyone's Christmas went okay. Hopefully the new year is starting out all right. My deep dive tonight is going to be relatively short, so I don't mind that we took a little bit longer here. But without much further ado, unless anyone's got anything else, I think we'll get into it.
Get into it.
Get it.
So this is episode 12 of season 4 of Enterprise. It is called Babel One or Babel One, depending on how you prefer to pronounce that word.
Yeah. How do they say it in the show? Because it's like the name of a place in the show that they were supposed to be going to.
They call it Babel.
Is it Babel? Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking they called it, but
Babel is like, I think that's pretty, I don't know what's the most common. I ended up looking this up because I've always called it Babel. Because
too.
it's
Yeah.
Babel. Babel fish. Yeah, no, I've always called it Babel because in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy it's a Babel fish, and like I watched the show and that's what they called it in their British accent, so that's what I always called it. A lot of Americans call it Babel, as in the word Babel, because like, that's the reference. It is actually from a pre-Hebrew word for Babylon.
yeah, I did know that much of it. Yeah.
And it is pronounced Bablos. So it is technically, if you're going by the original pronunciation, it is Babel, but Babel is, or I'm sorry, no, it's Beblos. Beblos. It is technically Babel if you go by the original pronunciation, but Babel is the more accepted, like American English.
Yep.
I mean, the important thing here is that Archer calls it Babel, so I immediately want to use the other pronunciation.
Oh, god
fair.
damn it, does he? Fuck.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Anyway, so Babel One here.
Babel.
In the cold open, we have some dead Andorians, and like their bridge is all screwed up, and there's like dead. Shran gets up from under some debris, and he like
Claws
He-
his way out of the rubble.
yeah, and he like
Yeah.
there's like a dead guy on a console that he like hauls the fuck off that console, and like moves him over, and he's like, "We need help! The Telarites attacked us!" And my immediate thing was like, "Telarites attacked you? Fucking why?" But Shran's like, "I'm gonna fuck some shit up," and then they have to abandon ship because there's a warp core breach. Faith of the heart.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Act 1, my first note is, okay, what the fuck is this?
Right. The second note here should be that from the other room, Mariah heard Archer complaining.
Archer and Hoshi are having some kind of like diss off, which ends with him calling her fat, which I'm not like the biggest fan
Wait, what?
of that particular moment. She is actually helping him prepare for meeting with a Tellarite ambassador, because meeting with the Tellarites like to insult each other. That's just how they roll. That's like their culture, is insulting the shit out of one another.
Mhm.
So he's helping her prepare. Although again, he does end it by calling her fat, which is a little rough.
The other insults were fine, but again, I'm like, what's that about? That's rude.
That was a weirdly targeted Linda Parker, who is like thin as a fucking rail. She's
Yeah.
not quite Jolene Blalock, but pretty goddamn thin.
Mm-hmm.
This is where my next note is, apparently Bakula can act, because he's actually doing okay here. Although Rob pointed out that, like, it's because he's playing a dude disguises. Like, he can, the only time Scott Bakula can act is if his character has to pretend to be something else.
Yeah, it's the American School of Quantum Leap Acting.
Yeah, it's like actingception. You can only act if you're 2 layers deep.
Yep.
Porthos is adorable. Still a puppy. Weird.
Nobody Porthos, damn it.
Nobody, yes, but
Yeah.
Linda, I almost said. Hoshi says to Archer, like, hey, maybe don't let the Tellarites near Porthos because they see canine as a delicacy. Although, like,
How?
okay, regardless of that, like, Wagyu beef is one of the greatest delicacies on this earth. Like, it's expensive. People eat it all the time. That doesn't mean if someone was like, this is my Wagyu cow, I would be like, oh, I'm gonna fucking eat that cow right now. Like, as soon as this guy turns around, I'm killing that cow. Like, something can be a delicacy. Doesn't mean that they're gonna leap upon it like a savage Wolverine. Like,
Gonna eat you up, Porthos. Nom, 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 nom.
just like, fucking Jesus Christ. Yeah, so they're going to Babel One. Naming a planet Babel seems a little hubristic, but whatever. The Tellarites culture, like, being completely running on like insults and debate is silly.
Your dream scenario?
No,
Is like, I feel like you'd fit right in there.
I don't
Just
insult people. I don't
arguments,
insult people.
although
Arguments, yes, but I don't insult. Insulting people to start an argument is fucking stupid.
That is true. Yeah, fair enough.
And so the Tellarites show up, and, you know, Archer's like, you're even uglier than I thought you'd be. And the Tellarites are like, your ship sucks. And Archer's like, so do you, bitch. And they're like, we're going to be friends.
I like you.
The greatest actor in this entire episode is the Tellarite hype man that stands behind the main guy. He's like the slightly taller one. He has like 3 lines in the whole thing, which are not his best part. His best part is his facial expressions, as like he has to like back up his like Tellarite ambassador's insults with like some, yeah, what now facial expressions. It's really fucking great. He's the best. Now I want like that like looping gif of black hype teens, like of just Tellarites though.
Falling across the screen.
Yeah.
They're going to have they're having like a welcome party with the Tellarites in the mess hall. Archer is just a douche to Trip, and I get the joke, but it still doesn't come off good. Like he's just an asshole.
Yeah.
It was awkward and uncomfortable.
Just Florida man was trying to express his appreciation for Tellarite culture, and Archer was just a dick.
And Archer's like, you smell like shit, motherfucker. Get the fuck off my mess hall. And then he leaves, and he's like, hey, I got him so good. I agree that if you're hosting an ambassador from another planet, you should probably at least have some of your own cuisine.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Like, that's the whole fucking point. It's a cultural exchange, not a look how well I can prepare your foods. Because, man, you're not going to ever prepare it correctly, right?
Right.
Yeah, but it's hard to take that statement seriously when he starts to fillet that purple fruit.
He was going insane on that fucking it looked like a purple potato. Like that's I think that's what it was. And yeah, he was being quite the gentleman to that potato.
You got to tease it a little bit, get it ready to go.
Yeah, you just can't go whole hog on the potato clit.
That's right from the start. Yeah,
you got to be gentle. You got to get into it.
Build the anticipation.
Yeah, them purple potatoes. Where the fuck was I in my notes?
What, you didn't have filleting purple potatoes in your notes? Come on.
Oh, that's right. So the Enterprise. Oh, that's right. Purple potato clit right here. Here we go. The Enterprise catches the distress call that Tran sent out from the Andorian combat vessel. They're the only ship in range, of course. They show up and rescue as many of the Andorian survivors out of the escape pods as they can. We're in the sick bay, and someone said something to the effect of like, oh man, it looks like they destroyed. Oh, that's right, because T'Pol's reviewing the debris that they find, and she's like, the signature is what we would expect to find with Andorian combat vessels. And I'm like, aren't all Andorian vessels combat vessels? Like, pretty much every single one of them.
No, I told you, it's combat and the Andorian Mining Consortium.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a good point.
I feel like I remember those also being combat vessels.
No, those are mining lasers.
In sickbay, Shran and his squeeze are. Does she get a name? She does. I don't remember her name. It was only said
Talus,
like once.
I think.
Talus. That's right, Talus. Are in sickbay as well as some other people in the background. Shran's like, have you ever fucking healed Andorian before? And Phlox was about to be quippy, but then Archer showed up. And Shran's like, how many of my crew did you rescue? Archer's like 19. Shran's like 86 were how many we had, which is that's a rough fucking loss right there.
Yeah, they got pretty fucked up.
They're like, we got attacked by Telarites, and Archer's like, how the fuck do you know it was Telarite? And Shran, very fucking angry, was like, because we have footage of it. And Archer's like, all right. This was like, as we kind of cut to the next scene, this is where this whole episode, I don't know what it was, but it felt kind of like low energy, not unexciting, but just like everything was kind of subdued. Like the dialogue and the mood was just kind of, I don't know, it just seemed dialed down.
I don't know if I got the same thing, but
I did.
Maybe that was just me because I was on benzos or some shit. All right. So Archer says to Shran's like, well, we were carrying the Andorian ambassador to Babel One, and their ship got blown up. It's lucky we were here. Archer's like, it's not a coincidence we were here. We happen to be hauling the Telarite people to that conference, which I don't know what that means, because that's the definition of a coincidence. Like, that is a coincidence that you happen to be hauling this fucking people. But Shran's like, wait, the Telarites are here. And Archer's like, yeah. And Shran's like, well, I'm going to go fuck some Telarites up right now.
He was ready. He says, time to go.
Yeah. Got to go do some of that Andorian torture.
But instead, they go drink.
Yes. And he talks of his Dami mommy.
Yeah, so I'm not a fan of the old-timey Star Trek, like, alien women are more aggressive bullshit. Because Archer's like, so are you banging that lady that's in sickbay? And Shran's like, well, Andorian women are more aggressive. As far as I can figure out, in Andorian culture, the woman finds the man that she would like to have sex with and punches the fuck out of him. But because Shran was her superior officer, he had two options: either have her hauled up to before a court for striking an officer, or fuck her brains out.
I mean, I feel like there's not much that I don't know where I was going with that.
I don't either. I don't care for the dialogue of, like,
it was silly.
So I chose to mate with her instead. The
yeah,
word
that
mate
feels
there
gross.
is so like, Jesus Christ.
Like, I get it. All right, horny. They hadn't been really horny in a few episodes, so they had to get it in there.
Yeah, so Andorian women are aggressive, apparently.
Ooh, man, female.
Yeah. As they're drinking Andorian ale and talking about Shran's sexual conquest, they get alert from the bridge. There's another ship chasing them in the warp field, and it turns out it's an Andorian ship. Gasp. We get back from commercial where Archer does the worst turn I've seen an actor ever make. Like, he just turns like a fucking cartoon character reacting to something towards Shran. Shran is like, don't look at fucking me. I don't know this ship. Even though it looks just like his. Archer asks Hoshi to hail them. Hoshi's like, they ain't responding. Then they start shooting. And then Shran's like, let me talk to them. And so then Hoshi pushes the, I guess we'll just talk to them button. I don't know how comms work in Star Trek.
Exactly as they need to for the plot.
Shram's like, yo, don't shoot us. I'm here. And the ship ignores them. And they're definitely Andorians, though, because they got blue phasers. So that shit checks out. Like,
I mean, everything must be blue if it's Andorian, so.
Archer's like, yo, can you help us get the shields down? Shran's like, sure. Here, target this spot where the generator is. That'll be more effective. Which, like, that seems like a poor design for shields. Should they be stronger next to the generator? Like, isn't that where you want the shields to work the best? But they shoot the ship. It doesn't work. So then they shoot some torpedoes at the ship, and then the ship has an issue. And Reed's like, well, I didn't do that. Like, I was over here being useless, so I don't know what's going on with that ship. But the ship's got a fucking issue. But Enterprise also comes out of warp, and they gotta get repaired and shit. Now that the Enterprise has seen Andorians attacking, Archer has some fucking stern ass questions for Shran, so he hauls him up into the conference room. The Tellarite is also here. Weirdly,
yeah. I'm like, why are all three of them here?
Yeah, I get why from a writing perspective, but it was a weird, like, I have some questions for Shran as to why the Andorians would attack us. I'm gonna bring this Tellarite with me too, just to see what his opinion of the whole thing is.
I'm sure this will help the situation.
There's a stern Mako in the background, just kind of grim facing the whole thing. The Tellarites are not fucking pleased. Then there's this whole thing about energy signatures, and like, it turns out the energy signatures of the Andorian ship that attacked us and the energy signatures of the Tellarite ship that attacked them are the same.
Trans like, it's bullshit. Blah.
Yeah, but then they like find the alien ship and show up there, and it looks like the ZF-1 gun from Fifth Element. Like, it's bulbous and pointy.
You skipped the pointless scene of Archer and T'Pol talking in his captain's mess.
Oh yeah, that was a pointless scene. That's why I don't have any notes on it.
Archer was like, "Man, I don't feel like I should be mediating this. I don't feel qualified." T'Pol's like, "Oh yeah, I got divorced."
Oh, that's right. Yeah. She's like, I got divorced, and Archer's like, I'm sorry to hear that. And she's like, you don't need to apologize. Which, first of all, he wasn't apologizing. That's not what that phrase means. And second of all, Archer, that's not what you say to someone who got a divorce, especially a divorce that you know was like what she wanted. Right. You say, I'm sorry you have to deal with that. I'm sorry this is stress that you have to handle. Is there anything I can do to help? Let me know if there's something you need. Any of those would have been fine. But like, oh, sorry, your shitty affixed forced marriage fell apart. That's really rough. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's silly.
And we find out that inside the Fifth Element gun, and by inside, I'm going to put the inside word in quotes, there are Romulans.
Gasp.
I think this was given away too early. I don't think the Romulans were a useful tool in any of this episode. Other than I was making fun of the way they looked.
Oh my God.
I think they were fine. I mean, except, Chadicus Romulan.
Dude, what was with that guy?
It's fucking like when he enters a room, it is several seconds behind his forehead. Like, it's like his forehead first, then his lips, then the rest of his fucking head.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, that guy was freaking me the fuck out. Let's see. So yeah, we see the alien ship. It's very pointy. T'Pol's like, their hull is lined with like reflecto super fucking emitter, optical something emitters or some shit. Mm-hmm. And Archer's like, why? And she's like, I don't fucking know. Like, oh, their hull is lined with camouflage making stuff. Why? Who can tell? I don't know, man. I'm not a
How
military
could this
genius.
possibly have any bearing in our situation that we've experienced?
There's that too, but it's also like, even like without that, it's like, come on, man. They're making their ship look different. What the fuck are you doing, man? This isn't rocket science. We take an away team over to the enemy ship. There's a couple of fodder on the away team, as well as Reed and Trip. Turns out the fodder are not really fodder. They're just to give them, I guess they are fodder. They're plot fodder. Like,
Yes.
They don't die, but they are there to give them something to do, but so that Trip and Reed can be part of the main story.
Right.
We go back to the Romulan, like room that's controlling the ship. Like the bridge, I guess, for lack of a better term. It's like 3 Romulans, right? And the weird, like Rob pointed out, the weirdest fucking keyboards you've ever seen.
They look like chairs.
Yeah, they look like
weird,
like plastic Adirondack chairs. Like, it's like an Adirondack chair, and one of those Dyson hand dryers had a baby, and like you could program a computer with it.
And there's like the helmet guy, and
Yeah. So there's Chadicus, there's his weaselly shithead, there's a twink in the background, and then like there's like this poor guy, poor Steve here has got the worst job because he's just got to be in this like sensory deprivation helmet with all these fucking wires and shit coming out of it and spinning in this chair. Like his inner ear must be so fucking pissed. And they got big ears, so I bet their inner ears are even bigger. The ship is broken. The Enterprise people get on it, then the ship kind of works again for whatever reason. I was a little confused as to why, like, when the ship accelerated, they got thrown the fuck around it. But like, that kind of got explained later, so it's all right. But like, the ship's moving and starts shooting at Enterprise. Enterprise is like, fuck, transport the away team back out of there. The transporter takes kind of like a small hit, so they can only do one person at a time. They transport the 2 Makos. As the second Mako is coming out, gosh, wouldn't you know it, the enemy happens to hit the big cache of explosives they stored right behind the thin transporter wall and blows her up.
Who could have foreseen this?
Yeah, I know. Maybe they shouldn't store the dynamite there, but what do I know? I'm not a tactical genius. So they can't get Reed and Trip off, and they have to go to warp and leave them behind. Let's see. Reed and Trip are tossed around the ship a little bit more. Reed's air hose comes unhooked during the excitement. And they
I tell you what, they need to redesign these spacesuits to like more properly secure their air tubes, or maybe just don't have external air tubes in the suits.
Right. Or and hear me out. Maybe just have more air. Because like it seems like they have like an hour of air on them. And I don't know if y'all are aware, but like our current technology, astronauts carry like 12 to 14 hours of oxygen with them. Like, it's a lot. The problem in astronaut suits is actually carbon filtering. It's not oxygen. We got plenty of fucking oxygen. But yeah, so Reed's like, I'm going down to 8 minutes of air. Trip's like, well, we'll have to share mine. No problem. And they just, they use these tubes to share some air or whatever. Meanwhile, the Enterprise is being chased. Travis bravely pushes several buttons in order to get the Enterprise up to 5.06 numbers. And
don't you rag on Travis's lines. The only ones he got this episode.
I know, but fucking he did. He got to say numbers. But Archer's like, good job, Travis. Good job. And Travis is like, I just pushed these buttons. I pushed the button that said go faster. Like, he didn't do anything.
Like
but it was the 0.06 was enough to outrun him.
Like, I feel like they made a really big deal about these new injectors, and it made it to 5.06. And, like, I get it. Like, Stanford was talking about it earlier. It's a logarithmic thing. Fine. It's just, it seems so insignificant.
Hey, don't you call Travis insignificant? He had 2 lines.
The speed was insignificant.
Right. Oh, excuse me. My mistake. Shran and Dami Mommy are in their quarters where they're on kind of like lockdown. The Mako is like keep them on. And Shran's like, those Telarites are fucking up to some shit. He gets real close to her, and I'm pretty sure their antenna tips were going to touch. They were going to touch tips. But that didn't happen, but it was real close to happening. I was like, are they about to fuck right now? What is happening?
Is it like an Avatar situation? They like reach out and connect?
They just the little splooge tips come out and they intertwine.
Yeah. Well, like, the Vulcans have the sensual ear massage. Like Andorians, they just rub their antennae together.
I think there's probably they probably have like one of those, like there's probably a lot of insertion in antenna in Andorian.
Oh God,
mating. You
Jesus.
get like a rag or something to put in there.
Sounds terrible.
Oh man,
Pipe cleaners.
Sounding.
Okay,
that's what it's called.
That's enough.
Sounding.
Move on.
Okay. So the Romulans are like, we got an alert that some people are doing some shit on our ship, and they're like, well, find them. And I'm like, okay, I guess that's gonna happen. Chadicus is not happy about it.
Mm-hmm.
They as we get back to Act 4, the Enterprise has fixed all of its battle damage in the middle of space. No fucking problem. It took a couple hours. We're good to go. Okay. This would have been better figuring out stuff than wasting time on the Romulan ship. Okay. I guess the political intrigue. There's some political nonsense going on here. And the political nonsense is that like the Andorians and the Tellarites are trying to work out some kind of deal to break like a trade war they've had going for decades. And the Romulans are like they are interested in that conflict continuing because it undermines the power and shifts the balance in their favor in the sector.
Right. Archer theorizes that they're afraid of an alliance forming.
Right.
A federation, if you will.
This is all far more interesting than the Trip and Reed show. Like, I do not care about Trip and Reed whatsoever.
I agree, yeah.
Tell me this political shit. This is cool. Like, we never really get to see Telarites. We don't really get to see what the Andorians are doing other than Shran being badass. Like, yeah, give us this shit. This is good shit.
Mm-hmm.
But we go back to the Reed and Trip show, and they're like, fucking... The Romulans are like, we're gonna have to deal with these motherfuckers. Oh no, that happens in a little bit. But yeah, they're like, we gotta get some more oxygen for you because you're gonna run out. And their plan is to tap into like an attitude thruster to get some oxygen. Back on the Enterprise, the Andorian woman comes out of her quarters to seduce a Mako. She is wearing some very sparkly purple underwear, which either means that her sparkly purple underwear is something she keeps with her, or it's part of her uniform. I cannot figure out which is better.
Yeah, I mean,
the Mako is like, I'm good. Can you go back inside, please?
I'm not interested, thank you.
Mind you, this is a Mako who's in charge of making sure that these two don't leave. So, of course, he is standing 6 inches from the door with his back to it. That's how he is guarding this door.
Super effective, no notes.
Andorian lady distracts him in the front while Shran sneaks up behind. That does not work. Shran gets his ass handed to him by this Mako. The only reason that the Mako does not just beat the shit out of both of them is that fucking underwear lady happens to like get a good hit on his gun and knock it out of his hand. They knock him out and take his gun and run off. The Romulans are like, wait, are there people fucking with our attitude thing? Like, let's turn on the internal cameras and see if we can find them, because we don't just keep those on at all times. Like, well, I don't know why we don't have cameras just going if we've got them. They find the attitude thruster. They're like, it's pure oxygen. Perfect. Luckily, the Romulans, very thoughtful of them, use the same standard valve sizes as Starfleet space suits. So they're able to just hook right into the fucking thruster valve and get some oxygen. Perfect.
That's the galaxy-wide universal plug-in.
Yeah. Yep. The Romulans find them and they're like, "Fuck it, crank the ship to 11 and throw them motherfuckers down the hallway," which is hilariously CGI rendered. So fucking silly.
I enjoyed it.
Reed's plan is to turn on their magnetic boots so that instead of just being crushed against the back wall, they will simply break their ankles.
Snap their ankles in half, yeah.
Unfortunately, that doesn't happen. They're just fine. Once the magnetic boots are on, they're fine. Back in the Enterprise, the Andorians have learned advanced warfare technologies from the Suliban because Shran comes out of the ceiling vent and shoots Makos before they can do anything about it because they can't handle ceiling troops.
It's proven time and time again to be effective.
It works every time. It works 90% of the time.
I was telling that to Kelsey today about the double fist punch and the ceiling troop.
Did she make fun of us?
Yeah, she said that was the dumbest thing she'd ever heard.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Understandable.
They fire some phasers at the Makos. I'm like, the ship doesn't have like an alert for when the phasers fire on the ship. Shran, his Dami Mommy, and I don't know, an Andorian extra come out of the vent and take the rifles from the two Makos, and then they run off. Back on the bridge, T'Pol is explaining how it turns out that those optical emitters emit optics that make their ship look different. Fucking crazy. I don't know how they came up with that.
Crazy.
And Archer's like, very poignantly, but like, they did analysis of the phaser fire. It was clearly Tellarite phaser fire and Andorian phaser fire. And she's like, yeah, they've got this like triphasic emitter on their guns, so they can make their guns do whatever they want. Which seems useful as shit. I don't know why everyone's not using that. And then the phaser alert that I was wondering about comes through. As the Mako's like, yeah, there's been phaser fire like outside of the quarters for the Tellarites and shit. And Archer's like, oh, god damn it. Instead of doing the thing that they should always do, which is just like, why don't you just knock out gas that quarter? Like
vent the atmosphere temporarily, you know.
Yeah, like they'll pass out, they'll be fine. Shran and his girl rush into the Tellarite ambassador room and start threatening them. The Tellarites are not pleased, but they're also pretty ballsy. Like they're like standing up to Shran pretty well. I actually had a lot of respect for the Tellarites in this episode. Like they did a good job. Archer shows up. The Makos and Archer retake the hallway outside the Tellarite room, and then Archer goes in and he's like, yo, we have proof that the same vessel attacked us. Shran's like, nuh-uh, and Archer's like, yeah, huh, and Shran's like, oh, okay.
Right as tensions are lowered, what are the Tellarites?
Right, everything's fine. The Dami Mommy is like, all right, I guess that's fine. Then Tellarite Hype Man sees his moment of fucking glory, grabs the pistol only to be stunned by the Mako. He does get a shot off on Tellarite Andorian Dami Mommy. She hits the ground, has a wound in her shoulder. Shran rushes to her side, is kneeling over her. Is like, oh my God, are you okay? And she's like, is it bad? It hurts. And he's like, it's barely a flesh wound. And then he gives her the most fucky stare I have ever seen on television because man, there's nothing horny. He wants more than to fuck this injured woman. He is so hot for this right now. And she's giving it right back. Like she's like, "Oh fuck yeah, it's so mutual. Nothing makes me wetter than getting shot in the shoulder."
Everybody leave.
Yeah, so everyone excuses themselves from the Tellarites' quarters so that Shran and his woman can have injured sex.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
The Reed and Trip make it to the bridge of the alien ship. Turns out the bridge is not really the bridge. It is a fake bridge, or really it's like a bridge, but like there's a remote control because the Romulans, in the greatest reveal in Star Trek history, that might be more sarcastic than my tone implied. The Romulans are actually still on Romulus. They're just like in a room inside Tal Shiar headquarters or whatever the fuck. Tal Shiar? Yeah, Tal Shiar. That's the Romulans.
Some Romulan building.
Some Romulan fucking building. I don't know if you noticed, Chris, but like inside the ship's bridge is like the same room. It's like a mock-up of the same fucking room, except where Steve is sitting, it's just like a computer bank, but it also rotates the way Steve rotates, and I don't know why it's doing that. Because Steve's in like an office chair. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure why this bridge needs to exist like this at all, but if it does, it did not have to like rotate in the middle. My suggestion to Reed and Trip is that they just start unplugging shit. But that is actually the end of the episode.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right. So on a scale from 1 to 5, where 0 is threshold, what do we think?
I gave this one a 4. Like, it was fun.
I enjoyed it. Honestly, I was at a 4 as well in this one. Like, there were some dumb parts, but like, I think the plot was good. It was entertaining. It was a good episode.
Got to learn a lot about the Telarites.
Okay. I was started at a 3 thinking like, it's kind of standard Trek. I watched it again with Rob today and I was not unentertained. And I don't know, Tellarite Hype Man's my fucking boy. So I think I will also bump it up to a 4.
Oh, snap.
So I think
agree.
I think that episode was fine.
Yeah.
It accomplished what it needed to accomplish. It is kind of it's a TBC episode, which already kind of puts it at a disadvantage in my mind because I'm like, can we tell the whole story, please? But I think it did just fine. IMDb gave it a 5.
Yeah, IMDb is pretty consistently 1 grade above us.
Yeah.
Yep. So, all right. Well, without further ado, then we will take a quick break, and we will be back for a short deep dive. Welcome back, everybody. So, I weirdly had a hard time coming up with a deep dive for this. I thought about doing like a deep dive into Andorian culture, although we have already kind of sort of done that once. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to talk about Telarites a little bit here. There is not a lot of information about Telarites because they are one of those races that like has always been in Star Trek, but because of that, they're not fleshed out. Like they were never
they're often like
things.
Referred to in like offhand comments.
Yes, that is where they are mostly referred to. Although they do appear in the original series. This episode is actually kind of an homage to that episode, which is called Journey to Babel One.
Sure.
Or Voyage to Babel One. I don't know. Some romance novel-y title. So, Telarites, which, and this is kind of a spoiler alert for the end of Enterprise, Telarites are one of the founding members of the Federation. That is them, the Vulcans, the Andorians, and the humans. They are, again, often kind of offhand referred to. You'll often hear the term like Tellarite freighters and stuff. They are generally a very trade-focused civilization. Not so much in like the Ferengi. They're not capitalistic nonsense. They're just like, they haul shit. That's what they do. They're really big on commerce, for lack of a better term.
Mm-hmm.
They're logistics.
As we were kind of shown here, and this is not this isn't the first time that Star Trek has talked about how Tellarites like to insult each other. But this is the most like in-depth we get about it. But yes, Tellarites are very argumentative. They find debate to be like so fun that they consider it a sport. Which, like, I mean, we kind of do too. Like, debating's fun. Like, there's plenty of debate teams in schools and stuff, but also like, I don't know, people arguing, like, we also find debate very entertaining.
I feel like
so many TV shows that are just that anyways.
I feel like the Tellarites are what people who don't debate think debate is.
Yes, and that's exactly what I was about to get to. Because like, it's like, you know, their culture thrives on argument and like debate and disputes. They value it very highly, and like this is all fine on paper. But then this episode specifically is like, and in order to start arguments, they usually insult each other, hoping that you'll get into an argument. That's not how debate works. Like, being shitty to each other is not an argument. That's just being shitty to each other, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm not sure. And then, of course, there's always the remark that's like, because of their advanced like argument and debate skills, like they make great politicians. Like, no. Actually, that's not what makes a great politician. It might make a good debater, which is like part of being a politician, but like, America is perfectly good example of being the stronger debater in the room does not make you the better politician in terms of like getting elected and shit, right?
Yeah.
And that's not just from like this last election. That's been the last few.
Yeah.
Especially in the primaries. So it is very funny because you're right, Chris. It is it does feel a lot like, this is what someone thinks that a culture that was focused around argument and debate would be like. I would cringe to think of what like Telarites scientific papers are, because it's just going to be like them like freestyle slamming their like the other like scientists in the
previous
field.
Theories.
Yeah.
Every abstract is just a diss track.
Now, I will say their philosophy, fucking top notch. That shit's got to be entertaining as hell. In terms of technology, Telarites have always been about on par with kind of Vulcans and Andorians. They're in that same kind of region of the galaxy where like they're all about the same. Humans are a little behind, although we kind of catch up once the Federation is formed. Except for the fact that they tend to have a lot of like freighters and like cargo and stuff. There's not like a lot of unique Telarite technology stuff. Like, in Enterprise era, the Andorians have their shields. The Vulcans are just, their phasers actually emit smugness. But the Telarites don't really have anything unique about their technology other than the fact that it's about the same as the Vulcans and the Andorians. In terms of like biology, they are pig. Hold on. There's this whole sentence that's like, or no, it's at the very beginning. There's this whole sentence at the beginning of this article. The Telarites were a warp-capable pig-like human species from the planet Telar Prime. It's like,
rude.
Jesus, use the word porcine. Like, we're fucking pig-like is harsh. But yes, from their original inception, the idea of the Telarites is that they would be from a fairly cold planet, so they're very like hirsute. They have a lot of hair, and that they would have snouts. The original costumes, they almost had like pseudo hooves instead of fingers, in like kind of a pig kind of way. And so like, yes, they're obviously like inspired by pigs, as well as like, kind of furry mammals of cold climes. You saw the one fucking mouth fucking that potato. So like, obviously they like food. They are always described as kind of stout. They have, larger body proportions. They're the actors in this particular scene actually wore fat suits in order to give them bigger guts. They're pigs. They're fucking pigs. I will say, like, having seen the original costumes from TOS, which look like fucking 60s era costumes, and having seen all the later kind of CGI renditions and animations, I actually think that the makeup style on the Telarites in this episode were very good. I actually really liked how they looked. Yeah. They seemed very reasonable, like realistic. Like I could see a species actually looking like this. And also Hype Man's facial expressions were fucking fantastic throughout. So no notes. The Telarite character with the most screen time, Chris, do you know who it is?
Is it that one bounty hunter guy?
No.
Oh, I do.
I know you do, because we talked about it earlier. It's Jackham in Prodigy, the guy with the fake arm, with the robot arm.
Yeah,
he's a Telarite. He's a short Telarite.
I even knew that he was a Telarite, but like he looks a lot different than the Telarites that are pictured here.
He's a Jackham. He's Jackham Pog. Pog being like the word for runt in their society, because I guess like even their parents name their children as insults, because fucking Telarites. It's like, it's fucking, Joseph Uglyface hair. Like, man, what a fucking rough culture. So yes, Jackham Pog is a Telarite. He's considered a runt. He is specifically a like small statured Telarite. There are other Telarites in the series that look more traditional Telarite, and they are much taller and kind of more slender than him. He's pretty round. So fun trivia. There was apparently their blood is purple, because why the fuck not?
That's their favorite thing to do, is make blood different
colors.
Make
blood different colors. Apparently, like purple blood is something that happens in like sea creatures on Earth. I'm not 100% sure why, because I'm not a fucking marine biologist. Hold on, I gotta remember. I found this one line that was funny as fuck. I read it to Rob, and he laughed too, so it must be funny. Okay. The Tellarites were designed by Fred Phillips. Given virtually no notice that he would be required to design their makeup, Phillips had to do so overnight. And yeah, like I'll here. Let me give you a picture of the original Tellarite from the 60s. Like they're oh boy, they're rough. But you can see where the inspiration, like you can see where that would evolve into what we've got today.
It's so bad.
It's not good.
Oh my god.
It's not good.
No.
And here's his fucking furry mitts.
Oh!
No.
No.
Like it's not great. And so what I will say is good job on Enterprise, because I don't know that, no, there was a Tellarite in TNG, so maybe that was as well. But like, you can see how their eyes are recessed because like, it's a dude in a mask, and the mask is not flush to his face, so there's
Not
like
at
a
all.
gap. Well, if you look at like the modern Tellarites in Enterprise, they kind of actually make that work, where they've got like the sunken eye sockets inside the orbital thing, which actually is like okay, good job using your inspiration. Here's the ones from today, honey.
Right, yeah.
Which again, like I actually don't hate their look. I think
Yeah, they're
look
pretty
kinda
cool. They're good. They're good concept.
They look far less fucking nightmare fuel than the 60s ones. I'll find a way to post those pictures in the show notes. They're the pictures from Memory Alpha though.
Dude, do you know what the ones from the 60s remind me of?
No, go ahead.
The Furbolgs from 5e D&D.
Oh, yes. Yes. Okay, yeah. I know what you're talking about, yeah. It's funny because when I hear Furbolg, I forget about those ones. I always think of the fucking man bear pigs from World of Warcraft.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But they look, yes. But no, I know which ones you're talking about. Yeah, the kind of beard, doofy looking motherfuckers with the nature magic. Yeah. So, you know, that's about all we know about Tellarites. Again, they're like, for as much as they are ubiquitous and like all over the place in terms of references, they are not generally like the main focus of episodes, so we don't learn a lot about them. Most of the stuff we learn about the Tellarites comes from Enterprise, both in the bounty episode and in this like set of 3 episodes we're doing right now.
You know what this means?
What's that?
Tellarites are the Bothans of the Star Trek universe.
They kind of look like Bothans too, don't they? Isn't that what Bothans look like with like the weird beards and shit?
They look
they look
mousy.
like elves, don't they?
No, they look mousy.
I don't know. Like they look like mice? What does that mean?
Like rodent-y, if I
What is
remember correctly.
What's a Bothan?
Let me look it up.
Oh God!
I feel like you could play one in Star Wars Galaxies. If I remember
They look
correctly.
kind of like a fucking lion person. What the?
Yeah.
Or like a camel? Maybe it's like a camel.
Yeah.
All right, there's a Bothan. I mean, this Bothan's got a leather jacket, so I'm already on board.
Looks like a Camel cigarettes commercial.
Yeah. Joe Campbell. Yeah, Joe Cool. Yeah. Wow, that's going to date us because those commercials haven't been legal since like 1988. And the animation, like the magazine ads for like Joe, like Camel cigarettes haven't been legal since like early 90s. Hey, maybe
Watching
we
Star
shouldn't.
Trek Enterprise. I don't think that's what's dating us.
Honey, we're watching Star Trek Enterprise. No one is dating us.
Yeah, we made sure to lock them down before they knew anything about it.
Before we started podcasting. Nothing turns people off more than a white guy with a podcast.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, that's a little dive on the Tellarites. Actually, I find, again, the arguing and insulting thing is kind of stupid, but like other than that, they're fine. It's fine. It's nice because they're not actually, except for that dumb argument thing, like they don't fit this weird role like all the other races do. They're just a fucking, like they're just a species of people and they just live their fucking lives, and I appreciate that they get to do that. You know, the Vulcans always have to be the goddamn scientists and the logic, and the Andorians are always punching each other. Klingons are always fucking mad. Like, but the Tellarites, I mean, yeah, they might, you know, call you a scruffy nerf herder every once in a while, but like, at least they could just go do their job afterwards.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there it is.
Oh.
All right. We will be back after another quick break with a potpourri from Christopher.
Welcome back, everybody. Okay, so for today's Potpourri, got a little game. Basically what I'm going to do is going to run through about 10 of these, and I'm going to give you a thing with a letter qualifier. So basically asking you for a name that doesn't contain a letter or starts with a letter or something like that. And they're all Star Trek themed. And the first one to give me a response gets the point.
Okay.
Can I have an example? Because I have no fucking idea what you mean.
So, like, I don't know, name me a character from Voyager whose name doesn't contain an I, or something like that.
Oh, okay. All right.
All right. All ready?
Are they going to be that general? All right. No, we'll figure it out. No.
Some more than others. All right. So, first one I'm going to start with is Starfleet Captain whose full name does not contain an I.
Janeway.
No, it's Catherine. That's got an I in it.
It does have an I in it. Yep.
Oh, fuck. No I?
Catherine has an I in it?
Katherine.
Uh-huh. Oh, actually, she
Stole
does
the
not
K.
spell it that way. So
How does she spell Catherine?
Kathryn.
Yeah.
So-
What's
Suck
her
it.
middle name?
I can find out.
Oh, shut up.
No, wait. Their full names all contain an I because the word captain has an I in it.
It's not part of
Oh
their
my
name.
God.
Yeah, I don't see a middle name for
She
it. But I was
doesn't
going
have
by
one.
first and last name. So
Fuck, I can't even think of another fucking captain because I'm like Michael Burnham. Nope, that's got an I. Fucking
there should be one that jumps right out to you.
Giorgio, Picard,
You might
Kirk.
leap to this quantum leap.
Oh, god damn it. Archer. What's his middle name?
I don't know. Like they don't have it listed anywhere. I was going
Well,
by.
Rob gets it on the technicality, but
The technicality. Shut up.
He is correct. Yep. All right. Next one. Federation ship class that does not contain an A.
Intrepid.
I'm very bad at this, by the way. Oh, Excelsior.
Intrepid is correct. It's first for the poll, so he still gets the point.
I just want to point out that I thought of one. I'm like really bad at this kind. Like, what's that game? Scattergories? Fuck, dude, I am terrible at scat. You'd think I'd be real good at it. Fucking terrible.
Yeah. Did you like minor in English?
I almost minored in English. I ended up not doing the last class, but yeah.
All right, next one. Alien species starting with B.
With what?
B.
Bothan. Wait.
That's Star Wars.
Bajoran.
God
is
damn it.
correct.
I'm so fucking bad at this.
Getting wrecked. All right. TNG crew member whose last name does not contain an R. Just last name here.
Oh, no, fuck. God damn it. He does too. Fuck. I'm so bad at this game. Nope. Fuck.
Spock.
Nope.
TNG.
Those two.
Data.
Oh my god. Do they all? Data.
Data.
Well, you said last name. Data doesn't have a last name, so that doesn't count.
That is his last name.
No, he doesn't have a last name.
No, it's his first
Look,
and last name.
Look. Unlike Baloney, he has one name. He does not have a last name and a first name.
Data was one of
And
my
Madonna.
was an acceptable answer.
Pulaski, fuck you.
Oh.
All right. I'll give it to that one because that actually is a last name. So
Because I was like, Crusher, no, Troy, no, god damn it, Picard, no, well, Lathor, god damn it. Like I went through
Riker.
every single one of them. It is
Riker.
weird that they all have R's in them.
yeah,
It is weird.
yeah. That's the fun of this game. 'Cause you're like this person. No, damn it. No. All right. Next one. Starfleet Doc, whose last name starts with M.
Starts with
Mbenga.
Benga is one. Yeah.
Did you say M? Fuck. Can you please say like a phonetic? Because I thought you said N,
Sorry.
and before I thought you said V. Yeah,
Okay.
my ears ain't so good.
All right. Alien species not ending in N for Nancy.
Tellarite.
Damn it.
Tellarite
Fuck, I'm
is
so
correct,
bad
yes.
at this game. Because my brain's like, Vulcan, no. Andorian, no. Shit. Bajoran, fuck.
All right. Star Trek video game beginning with A as an apple.
Armada.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
correct. Armada.
Fuck yeah, I got one.
All right. Movie ending in E as an elephant.
Voyage Home.
Voyage Home. Good one.
Jeez.
It's just the first movie I thought of, and
Rally.
I got lucky. Like,
Rallying.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's two: Voyage Home and what was the other one? It was another TOS one. Undiscovered Country. Or wait,
Undiscovered.
no, not
No.
Undiscovered Country.
It's gotta be the God one, number 5.
Motion Picture. The Motion
The
Picture.
motion picture? Yeah, I was
Yeah.
just going to say.
That doesn't. Oh, it does end in E, I guess. Picture.
Uh-huh.
Duh. God
Yeah.
damn, I don't know how to spell apparently.
All right. So any main crew actor whose first or last name.
Actor.
Oh no, hold on, this is wrong.
First or last name rhymes with biker.
I put this together, and this. Okay, so no repeats here. So if you've said one before, you have to pick a different one. Main crew actor whose first or last name begins with, and this is actors. Okay, no, actors. So not the actual member, not the actual like character name, but actor whose first or last name begins with M as in monkey.
Mulgrew.
There's a good one. Yep.
Are there other ones?
Yep. There's a few of them. Colmini.
Definitely the next on my list was that name I've never heard uttered ever by a human being. What the fuck did you just say to me?
Colmini, O'Brien.
Oh shit, I don't think I've ever knew his name.
Mm-hmm. There's a few others too, but those are the ones that came to mind. Starship, this is the last one. Starship part not containing A as an apple.
Oh fuck. Conduit.
Yes.
No, that's got plasma. Okay.
Nacelle. Nope.
Deflector.
There you go.
Deflector dish. Yeah.
All right. So, are we tied? Ooh, we got to go to the tiebreaker because we're tied 5-5.
Oh, yes. I rallied right at the end.
God,
Just get a strong comeback.
Good run.
You got cocky.
Yeah,
All right.
I did.
It's very specific here. Bajoran food that starts with J.
Fuck off.
Give me a break.
Fuck off.
Juice.
Juice. They got to eat some kind of juice, Chris.
Jam. Jelly.
Jam. Yeah, jelly. What is it? They got a Jamba Juice. Do they got a Jamba Juice there?
Come on.
Orange Juliet.
No idea. No clues here?
Fuck,
No.
dude. What?
Joran. It's just called Joran.
I was looking for either Jumja stick or Jumja tea.
So close.
Call for another tiebreaker, asshole. Fucking Bajoran J dish.
All right, hold on. I got to find another one then. Let's see. What's a good one?
You know what's funny is like I'm really bad at these, but I do have fun with
They are very fun.
All right. How about any Star Trek beverage that does not contain A?
What's that tea that? No, there's Jamja tea. We just said that.
Doesn't it have an A? That's what it was?
Does not have an A as an apple.
Oh. Beer.
But
They drink beer.
you mean like Star Trek special?
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like doesn't exist in real life.
Andorian brew.
It's got an A in Andorian.
What's the first letter?
It's got 2 of them even. Oh, what's that soup the Vulcans drink? Vulcan tea. That's an A. Fuck. Wait, the word tea has A in it. What is wrong with me?
There's a very, very there's one that gets mentioned a lot that you guys aren't thinking of right now.
That coffee
what's the fake
shit they
alcohol?
drink.
No, what's the fake alcohol?
Synthahol?
Synthahol.
Synthahol will work.
Yes.
God damn it.
Thank you, Rob.
I was thinking
fuck
of
you.
blood wine myself, but
Oh, what's that?
yeah.
What's that coffee shit they drink?
you're thinking of Racticino.
Racticino. That's obviously got an A. Probably.
Yep. All right. So with the tiebreaker, Stanford takes it with Synthahol with the assist to Rob.
Wait,
Rob, you
Synthahol
can-
doesn't have an A in it.
No.
Nope.
Where's the A? Where would the A?
It's a-
That's actually
it's
good.
an
Is it not
E.
synthahol? Oh.
Ooh, that's a good question, actually. Oh shit! Oh damn it! Now I got to come up with another
blood
one.
wine. Blood wine.
I was thinking it didn't, but it probably actually does. Now that you mention it, no, it's got an E. It's an E.
It's an E. Yep, synthahol.
Yep.
Like
eh,
meth. Yeah.
you like it.
Yes.
Synthonol tracks. All right. Stanford with a strong comeback.
Yeah, I come pretty strong sometimes.
Sometimes on the back.
We have a new rule coming.
Mariah's
from
not going to let us have a podcast anymore.
you're not allowed to mention bodily fluids anymore.
All right. Well, on that note, as Stanford mentioned at the top of the podcast, please rate, review, subscribe, follow, do all those things. Leave comments, emails, anything to help us continue to grow the podcast. And we'll catch you next time.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for listening to Captain's Log Supplemental. You can follow us on Twitter at PodCLS or send us hate mail at podcls3@gmail.com.